You ever sit up at night, hear a sound down the hallway, and wonder, what if this was the night? The night they picked your house? Listen, I don't care if you're 35 or 65. If someone kicks in your door, you don't get a warning, you don't get to fumble. You get seconds, and the gun you grab better work the first time. I've seen what works under pressure. I've heard it from folks who defended their homes and from some who almost didn't make it. And today, I'm showing you the top-selling home defense handguns of 2025. The ones people are actually buying right now to protect their families. Because this isn't about hype, it's about what you reach for when everything else is gone. You won't hear gun shops bragging about it. You won't see it in display cases with lights and glass, but the Taurus G2C has quietly become one of the best-selling defense pistols in 2025, and it ain't because of marketing. It's because people who actually live alone or way out on the edge of town are buying it. They're not asking for red dots or stippling, they're just asking, will it go off if someone's trying to break my door down? That's why it sells over and over. The G2C doesn't look like much. It's rough, it's budget, and if you've shot more expensive pistols, you'll feel the difference. But what this gun does better than most, it stays ready. I know an older couple, late 60s, and they've got one in the kitchen drawer. Same one for 4 years. Never cleaned it once, still shoots clean. That's why they never replaced it. It's not the best pistol on paper, but in the real world, it's the one people trust when they don't have time to think. Some guns earn their reputation over time. The Glock 19 didn't just earn it, it built it. It's been trusted by cops, carried by servicemen, and quietly loaded into nightstand drawers by more homeowners than any other 9mm I've ever seen. There's no learning curve, no guesswork, no drama. And that's exactly why it's still one of the best-selling home defense pistols in 2025. When something crashes at the back door and your hands are shaking from adrenaline, you don't want to think. You want that slide to rack smooth, that trigger to break clean, that round to chamber without asking questions. The Glock 19 does that every single time. It's not pretty or even flashy, and it doesn't care if you run it dirty, drop it in gravel, or store it loaded for 2 years straight. It still works, and in a home defense situation, that's the only thing that matters. Stick around though, because one of the pistols coming up next makes this one look downright polite. The funny thing about the X Macro, it didn't just outshine the original P365, it killed it. I've lost count of how many people bought the classic or the XL version only to admit 6 months later should have waited for the macro. They don't say it loud, but you hear it. And now in 2025, this gun's everywhere. Home safes, nightstands, and even glove boxes. It's not a sidearm anymore, it's become the primary. Why? Because it gives you one less thing to think about when your whole house goes silent and the only thing moving is them. People say it's soft shooting, comfortable, balanced, and I say it's unfair. I had a buddy sell 2 of his carry pistols just to fund another macro. Said he was done rotating. And the truth? I believed him. This isn't just a good pistol, it's the one that makes people stop looking, because when the fight comes home, they'd rather run 17 rounds with no excuses than sit there with a pistol they're still trying to convince themselves was the right choice. And if you think that's impressive, wait till you see what's sitting at number 7. It's smaller, meaner, and built for a fight. Some guns are made to look good in a photo. This one was made to fight. The FN 509 Tactical doesn't care what you think. It wasn't built for comfort, style, or popularity. It was built for the moment when your door flies open and somebody's already halfway in. I've seen people walk away from it because it felt too heavy or too aggressive. Good. That means it's not for them. This pistol wasn't meant to hide, it was meant to answer one question: can it survive the fight? And that's why older homeowners, people who know what real consequences look like, are still buying it in 2025. They don't need another striker fired clone with soft edges and empty promises. They want something brutal, cold, and reliable. The FN509 Tactical isn't the gun you show off, it's the gun you pick up when you realize no one's coming to save you. But the next one, it's even more affordable and shockingly overperforming for the price. You'll see. You're asleep at 2:42 a.m. and you hear it. A faint metallic rattle. Not a dream, not the dog, just long enough to grab your CZ P10C from the biometric box, and by the time you clear your hallway, you remember why you bought this gun and why thousands more are doing the same in 2025. This ain't no safe queen. It's the hard-edged striker-fired CZ that's muscling its way into the top-selling home defense lineup, and it's not because of TikTok hype, it's because it runs like a war dog. Zero nonsense, brutal accuracy. It was built to put the threat down before a 911 call even connects. I've tested Glocks and trusted SIGs, but the way the P10C sits in your hand, the way it points when the adrenaline hits, that's what makes people trust it when the stakes are real. And the truth? It's still slept on. But wait till you see what beat it next. Some guns don't beg for attention, they earn it. The Ruger RMX walked in without a word and secured its place in homes across the country. No gimmicks, no flashy marketing, just cold, proven performance. You leave this thing in your nightstand and it'll sit quietly until hell breaks loose, and then it's ready to do what needs to be done. This isn't your classic carry piece. It's beefier and more grounded. Ruger didn't try to chase Glock, SIG, or HK here. They built the RMX for homeowners who don't mess around. The grip feels like a power tool handle. The slide cycles like it's built from truck parts. The trigger's got that no-nonsense snap that just screams, "Pull me only when you mean it." And folks are buying it big time. You might not see it plastered all over gun forums or YouTube shorts, but gun store owners will tell you this thing's flying off shelves for home defense setups. And the best part? There's one thing the RMX does better than even the Glock 19, and that part's coming in the next segment. You ever meet someone who says, "I don't want a big gun, I just want one that works if someone breaks in"? This is the pistol they end up with. The Shield Plus isn't flashy, it doesn't have a cool nickname or even thousands of upgrades slapped on it. What it does have is trust. In 2025, it's one of the most sold handguns for home defense, especially by older buyers, first-timers, and folks who've been burned before. It's small enough to hide, but solid enough to control. The trigger, clean. The grip, simple. And when that hallway goes dark and your hands are shaking, it's not the weight or size you'll care about. You'll care whether that first shot lands. The Shield Plus is selling like crazy, not because it's exciting, but because it's never failed the people who actually needed it. This gun wasn't built for comfort. It was built for the moment your back door flies open at 2:12 a.m. The Springfield Hellcat Pro isn't trending because it's cute, it's trending because people finally got sick of excuses. In 2025, this pistol's become a top-selling home defense pick, not from hype, but from experience. Folks are trading in old G2Cs, low-capacity carry guns, even full-size bricks, because the Hellcat Pro gives them the best of both. It carries 15+1, shoots flat, and stays small enough to sit ready in a drawer without catching the handle every time you pull it. It's not gentle and forgiving, but it's honest. I know 3 people this year who swapped out their nightstand gun after firing just one mag through this thing. And they didn't look back. Because when it's your house on the line, you'll know instantly whether a pistol's ready And this one certainly is. You ever get that feeling that the bad guys are getting bolder, the world's getting crazier, and you might need one gun you trust when the power goes out? For a lot of folks in 2025, the answer's been the HK VP9. Don't ask me how it crept in, but somehow this pistol's been flying off the shelves in states like Texas and Arizona faster than even the Glocks. And this is without flashy ads or even influencer hype. All it requires is cold, quiet trust. The VP9 wasn't built for clout, it was built for that 3 a.m. crash at the back door. No jam or nonsense. People are stocking these like canned food and bottled water. I heard one retired Marine call it the only plastic gun that don't feel like plastic. Gunshots can keep them stocked in. And let me be clear, this ain't about the range. This one's sitting loaded in sock drawers, nightstands, and bedside safes all across the country. It's the silent favorite for the folks who don't plan on calling 911. The only reason this legend ain't in the main list, it never needed the spotlight, it already owns the damn room. The Beretta 92FS, or M9 if you've served, is still one of the most purchased full-size pistols in 2025, especially by old-school shooters and veterans who know it matters when things go bad at home. Gun stores call it the home protector's fallback. Sales jumped again this year after a viral clip showed a homeowner using it to stop a break-in. Calm, clean, and decisive. That moment alone sparked a new wave of buyers who didn't want plastic, didn't want micro, just wanted something real. Not flashy or new, but the Beretta M9 still clearing nightstands faster than most new releases. When you hear a bump in the night and you grab this thing, you know it's over for them and not you. Some guns feel like defense, and this one is defense. But if you think this old war dog still leads the pack, wait till you see what's out selling in 2025, and it's not even close. Let me tell you something. When you're talking about stopping a threat cold in your living room at 2 a.m., you're not just looking for a gun that looks nice or shoots soft, you're looking for pure confidence in your hand. And that's exactly what the Walther PDP full-size is giving people in 2025. It ain't just best-selling because it's new, it's best-selling because folks are waking up to how damn good it is for home defense. You've got 18+1 rounds, a trigger that's borderline telepathic, and slight serrations that bite harder than a cornered pit bull. The thing runs like a racehorse and points like it's reading your mind. Every inch of it was designed to get you on target fast in the worst possible conditions. Low light, stress, gloves on, doesn't matter. The PDP doesn't flinch. And that's why this one ain't some overhyped range toy. It's taking over nightstands across America, replacing older, outdated models. It's not just best-selling, it's becoming the new standard in defensive pistols. You knew this one was coming. The Glock 17 doesn't need a reason to be here, it is the reason. When people say home defense handgun in 2025, this is still one of the first that comes out of their mouth. You've got security guards, retired cops, and first-time buyers all grabbing the 17 again like it's 2009. And why? Well, because it still works. This gun isn't trying to impress you with gimmicks. It's not showing off with a flat trigger or even a Cerakote finish. It's the hammer of the pistol world. Drop it, drag it, store it dirty, and it still fires every single time. Ask gun shops what they sell most to older homeowners who want something simple, no BS, just works. Glock 17. It's showing up in nightstands, glove boxes, and bedside safes from Arkansas to Arizona. It's not cool, it's not trendy, but when someone's at the door, it's still one of the most trusted choices in America. And we've still got 2 more to go, including one they said was too cheap to work. You know what this is? A sleeper hit that folks love for one reason. It just works without the price tag. The Ruger Security 9 might not be tactical or flashy, but it's one of the most dependable budget tier pistols you'll find in the hands of regular folks protecting their homes, and yep, that says something. It's chambered in 9mm, holds 15+1, and costs less than half the price of most famous home defense pistols. Simple hammer-fired operation, secure action trigger, no nonsense takedown. And the recoil? Totally manageable, even for someone who is new or hesitant about firearms. The truth is, not everyone can drop $700 on a name brand gun. Ruger knows that. They built this thing to be solid, affordable, and something you can count on if things go bump in the night. It's not perfect, plasticky feel and no rail, but that slide cycles smooth and the mags feed clean. If you want reliable defense on a tight budget, this might be the most underappreciated buy of the year. But before you settle for anything, even this, you should really check out the next bonus on our list. You already know what this is. This is no gun, it's a damn statement. In a world packed full of polymer, optics, and slide cuts, the Model 686 is still sitting on nightstands from Tennessee to Montana. And in 2025, yep, it's still selling. Quietly, steadily, like an old dog that never left the porch because it didn't have to. You show this to an older homeowner and you don't need to explain a thing. 6-shot, steel frame, 357 Magnum. It's been the fallback plan for generations because when everything else fails, this one doesn't. This is the kind of gun that outlives its owners, gets handed down, holster wear and all. And I'll tell you this, in the kind of panic that makes folks clear out the ammo shelves, this is the revolver that disappears first. You don't buy it because it's new, you buy it because it never stopped working. Some guns get respect, but this one's earned it for 40 years and counting. Most folks don't buy a home defense gun because they're scared. They buy it because they've been there. They've had the knock in the night, the window break, the scream, the gut feeling something wasn't right. And when that moment comes, you don't care about red dots, recoil charts, or YouTube comments. You care about what's in your hand and whether it'll fire or not. So if one of these pistols earned your trust, drop a comment. Let others know what's worked for you or what let you down. Because the truth is, the only thing worse than being unprepared is being the guy who almost was. This has been your boy Steve, so stay sharp, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.